Hi, it's Patricia with Heavenly Organic Beauty. I want to thank you for being part of our friends and family here at Heavenly Organic Beauty. And I want to also thank you for subscribing and clicking on that bell notification button. If you haven't done so, please do so. That way you can be a part of our team here. Today I'm going to be talking about inflammation. We here, in the U.S. especially, are known for having chronic inflammation. There's so many diseases that are out there that the root base of the disease is due to chronic inflammation. Most of them are like just typical autoimmune diseases like arthritis, Alzheimer, eczema, psoriasis. These are inflammatory diseases. If these diseases are not contained, then eventually and unfortunately you end up resulting in some sort of cancer. So the best thing that I recommend is to use foods as your way of calming down that body inflammation. A wise person once said that let thy medicine be thy food and thy food be thy medicine. That is so correct because we tend to crave certain foods that are inflammatory. Unfortunately, our body seems to crave sugar. I mean, we need glucose in order to perform specific functions in the body. However, we don't need to eat all those processed foods and all that sugar in order to have glucose. So my recommendation, if you want to stop that inflammation, that way you do not get disease, disorders, and syndromes and all of that stuff, I would definitely cut out sugar from your lifestyle. If you're able to cut down sugar the most possible way, that would be the best. And the first would be to get rid of the processed foods and the sugar that you're putting into your coffee, tea, any type of foods. And what I do recommend is to start changing the way that you eat. So I do have a few recommendations for what you can eat that will help you. I forgot to mention, try to also cut down trans fats and dairy. Dairy is actually very highly inflammatory. Half of the people that eat any type of dairy product, they don't have the enzymes that are required in order to break down the sugar from the milk. So my recommendation is to definitely eat things that reduce inflammation. For example, like green leafy vegetables definitely reduce inflammation. Broccoli will do it, blueberries, and then one of the latest things that I came across that actually really helps with inflammation, especially if the gut, I don't know if you've heard of leaky gut syndrome, it is to eat bone broth. So bone broth is very high with glucosamine and chondroitin, which is what the body needs to absorb in order to help with the joint inflammation and just reducing inflammation overall. And then when you do have the bone broth, it's very high in calcium and magnesium, which is really good for helping also reduce inflammation. So that's one of my favorite things right now because it does help with the gut. And the gut is the key source for helping to get rid of inflammation in the body. And I also recommend drinking green tea. Green tea is anti-inflammatory. There's also turmeric, which is anti-inflammatory. So there's quite a few things that you can definitely do. Look for foods that are high in antioxidant, which are the free radicals that end up, creating a lot of damage in the skin. In the body. So when you have foods that are antioxidant, they actually fight those free radicals. That's so important. So any foods that are colored like dark green, blue, white, those usually are high in antioxidants. So for example, vegetables that are high like in coloring of green, blue or white are high in antioxidants. So look for very colorful vegetables and fruits. when you want to eat something. So hopefully that will help you with calming down your inflammation. Also, you should be in tune with your body. If you know that specific foods create inflammation, once you put it into your mouth and you tend to sneeze or have some type of inflammatory response, that's a key that you should not be eating those. So for example, like I'm allergic to chocolate. I can't believe I'm allergic to chocolate. I love chocolate. But the moment that I put a piece of chocolate into my mouth, it automatically sends a signal to my receptors that, hey, something's wrong here. So I end up sneezing. So that chocolate, it is so delicious, but I can't eat it. It creates an inflammatory response. If I continue to eat chocolate, what will happen is I will definitely have inflammation and chronic inflammation, and that could definitely become some type of disease later on, including even cancer. So if you know you're allergic to something, stay away from it. Don't eat it. So that's just my recommendation to you, and hopefully this will help you, and definitely get into a good diet and look for foods that are antioxidant foods. And I hope this helps. Have a great day. Have a blessed day. Take care. Bye-bye.